giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, and shalom to all of Yasharallah, the 1/3, and who are today known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who in a time before were known as the Israelites before they lost their true heritage. Now, in this lesson, I want to go ahead and touch upon how there's a sword upon the kingdom of Babylon. So this brother's going to go ahead and get into the scripture.
In Daniel?
Yep.
This is Daniel 8:23. It says, "And in the later time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding, dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy, although he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many."
There you go. And that part right there is basically referring to, see, this is Daniel's vision when he had the visions of the 5 nations, right? The big statue with the head of gold, ultimately down to the feet that were made of miry clay and iron. Now, this is the 5th and last kingdom, the kingdom made of miry clay and iron, which is America, or Babylon the Great, as it's told in the Bible. Now, this king who has a fierce countenance, that's Trump. If it's not Trump, then it's going to be a shadowy figure who is working in the background, who we really don't know the identity. One of these elites, or one of those wicked that really rule this world and stuff. Because again, ultimately, Trump he's literally just an actor, right? But if it is Trump that he's referring to, that's the king and stuff right there, right? Because he is the king of Babylon right now. Now, ultimately, like it says here, he's going to make crafts prosper in his hand. What is that craft? That craft is basically legalese, the dominance that America has over the world. You know, he's already putting these tariffs on these countries, but there's a difference now, right? You have these other countries, they're starting to snap back, right? And like this brother's going to read in a little bit, we're going to give you some examples of some of these countries who are actually turning against America and just some of their issues. But this brother's going to finish off. Go ahead.
I can finish it off. It says, "And he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the princes of princes, but he shall be broken without hand."
There you go. Because who is going to in this world? Who can stand up against the Lord? Who can dare stand up against the Lord? Edom. Edom's the only nation in this world who has the technology, anything close, to be able to even try to put any sort of fight. Now he's going to ultimately perish because you're dealing with things far out of sight. But with him trying to get that dark matter by harvesting it from the CERN collider to make these massive nuclear weapons using these laser cannons that DARPA's developed, that the naval systems have developed. He literally is going for it. He's going to try to destroy the Lord, so that way he could go ahead and prosper and continue forever, as he said, right? But that shit ain't going to happen.
Hey, bro, roughly paraphrasing, there's a script that says, this dude's so proud, he said, "Who shall bring me down?"
That's exactly it, right? Who shall bring me down? That's Esau's mindset right there. Who shall bring me down? Right? Look at Trump. Look at fucking eagle-faced Trump, man. He's talking so much shit to these other countries, right? He straight told Putin, who on record has bigger nuclear weapons than we have here in the United States. He said, "Get ready for the missiles, because here they come." Right? These devils are proud as fuck.
Yeah.
But this brother's gonna go ahead and finish this off with another prescript in Jeremiah real quick, just to finish this point real quick.
You want me to get Jeremiah?
Baba Kasha.
This is Jeremiah. It's 50 and 37. "A sword is upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her."
Perfect. So right there real quick, before he goes on. So notice what he's saying there, right? First of all, there's a sword upon Babylon, right? See, because even though Putin here, they're playing it calm and collective, we've all seen those videos, man, where you have some hothead, puffing up at some other, unassuming guy who's all calm there and stuff like that, doesn't want to fight. Then what happens? Pow! The quiet guy knocks the shit out of the other guy, right? The loudmouth.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Russia's doing. They're playing the calm and collective individual in this story, right? That's what they're supposed to be.
And not only that, but you seen when they interviewed Putin about, you know, the nuclear strikes and everything, he came out all calm, and he was like, well, they pretty much broke the treaties that they made,
that's right.
you know, and therefore it seems like just they did their own thing, right?
Exactly.
And they struck without having a reason to do it, and Putin standing back like, you know, look at these. What did I do to prevent this, you know, to provoke this?
Yep.
And you really see Esau's true colors, you know?
Exactly. See, because right now what's happening is the Egyptians are going against the Egyptians, as it says in the scripture. I'm paraphrasing, but you know, Esau is both the Americans and the Russian, right? Esau is the modern day Egyptians, right? The people in power. Now, this was going to. Oh, and the other point there too. It said mingled people. This country here in America is the melting pot, the breadbasket, or the melting pot of the world, where every nation around the world comes together. This is the mingled nation that the people are gathered in. Go ahead, on.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that point again. And upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up. For it is the land of grave images, and they are made up on their idols.
There you go. See, because that's exactly what America is built on, right? Because right now, where America is experiencing those plagues, a lot of people aren't really witness to that firsthand, right? Because there are a lot of modern conveniences and technologies which do help to make those plagues that are affecting people or affecting the world not so prevalent, right? You can't really tell, right? Because they're shipping in water in these bottles. You know, all our water, you know, all the water in the Pacific is basically radiated because of Fukushima. You know, you got the GMOs which have been created to offset the famine which was supposed to hit this world, right? Because when you go into the scientists and what the scientists said, the food and because of the consistent failing of crops, GMOs had to be created because there was no natural way for food to be made. So yes, we're eating this bad, defiled as GMO foods, but what's the alternative? No food, less food. See, that's the way Esau sees. Now, ultimately, a lot of us here are eating that, but that's why, right? Because these plagues that the Lord is sending down here with collapsed crops, the destroyed water, the dead livestock, all this stuff, you know, it's here, but people just can't see it and stuff. There are some people who do witness it, like the people over in Flint, Michigan, who have their waters destroyed. You got people in Puerto Rico. You got Ephraim over there, his lights are going out, you know, so that's going on there, right? But what's happening ultimately, besides the swords, or like Putin having the nukes aimed over here, China, you know, they have their submarines, you know, all aimed here at America. They're not aimed over freaking Jamaica. They're not aimed at Japan. They're aimed at America. Now, this brother's going to go ahead and read about these two other people who are pretty critical in this final prophecy, or not final prophecy, but this prophecy of World War III that are going to turn against Edom. So go ahead and read the story about how North Korea and South Korea are coming together.
All right, this is CNBC. This is North and South Korea reportedly set to announce official end to war. And what the brother was talking about, you know? It says ahead of a summit next week between North Korean Premier Kim Jong-un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in, lawmakers from the neighboring states were thought to be negotiating the details of a joint statement that could outline an end to the military conflict between the two countries. It says Pyongyang and Seoul have technically been at war since the 1950s to 1953.
The Korean War.
Yeah, Korean conflict ended with a truce and not a peace treaty.
And that's right. And see, so right there, what's happening is, see, from the 50s, back when Edom went into Korea to start destroying communism in there. See, ultimately, Edom was trying to get on the Asian Peninsula, trying to get out that whole area there. Now, China's smart. This is why China has always backed North Korea, because they know North Korea is that buffer between South Korea, which has been taken over by America for the most part, and having us at their door, right? This is why China has been getting heavy on North Korea to make peace treaties with South Korea, and that's what's happening right now, right? The Lord has mended the breaks in the hearts of South Korea and North Koreans, right? Before they used to hate each other. Now that they can't. After what we've seen that happened in the Olympics when they came out marching together, that shit right there was spiritual, man. That was even when you watch these documentaries, those people, there's torn families there, just like in West and East Germany. You had families separated by the border. Same thing was in South and North Korea. Yeah, the North Koreans had it really shitty over there. The government's a corrupt government who's had to basically be drug dealers to provide, any type of financial stability there, and they hardly have anything to eat. But they've stayed away from Western culture, right? And ultimately, they stayed to their Korean heritage, right? Which ultimately goes back to Amun. If you look at the emperor of North Korea, he basically comes from the lineage of the Japanese who had conquered that peninsula a long time ago, right? This is why they call themselves the Prince of the Sun or some shit like that. But see, so that's one aspect there, right? So South Korea was our ally. They're gonna watch. You're gonna start seeing. They're gonna start turning against America. All those Samsung phones, those Vizio TVs everybody has, and shit, those cheap ass ones. Those things are going out with the tariffs. And these guys are going to start fucking pulling rank, and they're going to start charging more for their shit. And then this one's going to get into another big player in this and what they're doing.
All right, talking about, this is RT News. This is Turkey repatriates gold from U.S. in bid to ditch dollar. It says Ankara has decided to bring back all its gold stored in the U.S. Federal Reserve, according to the Turkish media. In the recent years, Turkey repatriated 220 tons of gold from abroad, and 28.7 tons was brought back from the U.S. last year. Turkey's gold reserves are estimated at 564 tons and are worth about 200 billion. Turkish newspaper Yeni Sapat reported this makes Ankara the 11th largest gold holder behind the Netherlands and the head of India. The reports come at a time when Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has taken a tough stance against the U.S. currency.
And there you go. And that shit's all been happening because of all the scandalous shit that Edom's been doing to Turkey, right? So Turkey, they're already pulled out. They're supposed to be America's allies, but with all the crap that we've been trying to pull over there, the silent coups and everything, try to get Erdogan out of there, he's not having it. That's why they're pulling out all of their gold out of here, right? You had Venezuela drop the dollar. You have India drop the dollar. You have Russia drop the dollar. So the dollar is collapsing, people. You just don't know. If you guys want to get into some really scary shit, go look up Wells Fargo scandal. I'm going to make a video on it. But Wells Fargo is about to collapse or something like that. So this is why me personally, I've been getting my money out of fucking Wells Fargo. I've been going to a credit union, which all you Alkium out there, if you still have money in these big banks, you need to get that shit out of there, man. Go to a private credit union within your local community, and don't worry about ATMs. You can go, all these credit unions work, all their ATMs are basically at 7-Elevens, right? But ultimately the point being is that this is just showing all the allies are coming against America. They're pulling out their dollars and they're basically they're getting ready for World War III. So hopefully this video was eye-opening and edifying. Until the next time, Akim, Shalom.
Shalom.